Well, my name is Glen Gallimore. I am from St. Anne's Bay, Jamaica, and I am number 5 of 8 kids. The middleman, you might call it. So I had protection from above and below. I was born to Bishop David and Sister Gwyneth Gallimore. Well, my parents, Bishop, as I said before, Bishop David Gallimore, he was a stalwart, a man of God. He brought many souls to the kingdom. And of course, my mom also, she was a ladies' auxiliary president in Jamaica. Daddy was the powerhouse. He was the corrector, and mom was the comforter. And they instilled values and preached the word. They weren't afraid to correct us. Even mom, even though she was a comforter, she corrected us. And we loved them dearly. My childhood is one that it was filled with excitement. 8 of us, or pretty much 9, because Vin, he was my cousin, but drafted it as my older brother. And so there are 9 of us that we grew up together. But my childhood was exciting. We had so much fun. We used to sit around and we would tell stories. We would create stuff and for toys, and it was just real enjoyable. Stories that we have will blow your mind. But we have benefited a lot from our childhood, growing up in church, and that has allowed us to be what we are today. My mom actually was a person that taught me my first set of chords on the piano and the guitar. When she discovered that I had an interest in music, a gift that God placed in my heart, even before I was born. Mom, she was the main pianist at the church in St. Anne's Bay, and when she was playing, she couldn't stand or sit in one position too long, because I was just dancing around inside and enjoying the music and just kicking and ranting and raging, because I guess I was pulling on those strings inside there, you know. But she had to change her position constantly. And so she discovered that when I was born, there was something happening with me musically. I've had offers to go play back when I was in Jamaica at different places. The head of the Kiwanis Club, the head of there was someone who worked at the Jamaican Bauxite company that wanted me to go play at some crazy places. But I chose to play for God instead. And that was important to me, that it's a God-given talent to me, and I have to use it for Him. And I've been using it for Him since, and He's been blessing me ever since. As a pastor's kid, myself and my siblings, we had a lot of challenges. We had a lot of fun. We learned to live a priceless life of being dedicated, being consecrated at a young age. And that in itself has helped us even today, because the training that we got from our mom and dad and from others that are around that were set to keep us on the straight and narrow, those trainings and that has helped us to live how we should live as a Christian. And that has kept me especially It has kept me on the straight and narrow. It has allowed me to when my focus would have drifted otherwise, I kept my focus on Jesus. My recent experience, started back in August of 2014 when I started feeling some intense pains in my chest and numbness in my arm, and I asked for an MRI to be done. And I've been battling with insurance companies to do the MRI, but they kept refusing it, kept denying me doing the MRI. On February 23rd, 2015, the pain was so unbearable, I ended up in the emergency room. And when they discovered what was happening, I was admitted to the hospital. Long story short is that after going through all the stress tests and all the different tests that they put me through, my heart was functioning okay, my lungs functioning okay, they say, and my kidneys, everything's functioning okay. And they're ready to discharge me. Actually, had my discharge papers ready, but yet they had me on the morphine pump, and I had to be pumping morphine in my system every 15 minutes because of the pain level that was there. Yet they were discharging me. And we thought that was strange, so my wife, Yvonne, called up my primary care doctor, and she told her what was going on. So my primary care doctor decided that she would make a couple calls to some of her co-workers and her associates and doctor friends. And in a couple of minutes, or at least an hour or so, I got news that they're going to do an MRI. So they decided to do the MRI finally, and that was when they discovered that there was a mass the size of a baseball that was sitting between my lungs on top of my heart. It was actually touching the pericardial lining of my heart and couldn't grow anymore except down in my heart. And so they decided to do emergency surgery, and then that was performed, and they removed the mass from my heart. However, while I was on the table, open, the doctor, one of the best in the country, he left me open on the surgery table, and he went and he conferred with the pathologist and with the other doctors and the other guys that were working with him to see if they could determine whether or not the mass that was inside was benign or malignant. Because what was happening is that the mass was wrapped around my phrenic nerve, and they wanted to decide whether or not they would cut the phrenic nerve off to remove the mass totally from my chest. And they decided that they would scrape as much of the mass away from my phrenic nerve in removing the mass and leave my phrenic nerve intact. Now, for those of you who don't know, the phrenic nerve is what tells your lungs to breathe, and so it allows you, when you're breathing, to be able to talk, because you have to take breaths to talk, and And I don't think that was just the doctors operating on their own. I think God touched their minds and their hearts and told them, you better leave my son's phrenic nerve alone and take whatever else is in there out. And so they came back and they removed the mass, scraping what was wrapped around my phrenic nerve as close as they could, and said they would leave whatever is left in there to fall off on its own. And I am claiming total healing. I consider myself healed already because that was taken out, but I still look forward to a total healing where I'll be able to talk properly, sing as I used to do, and worship God and praise His name forever. I want to thank Pastor and Sister Stewart for launching out in the deep by faith, and I am happy that I was able to be a part of the ministry for 20 years. And as a matter of fact, even though we have moved from Miami, we really have moved because we still have our base here, but we have never ever given up our membership here at Pentecostal Tabernacle, because that was our roots, and we decided that we're going to be a part of this. And for 20 years we have had the privilege of working with Pastor and Sister Stewart, and they have been a source of strength to both myself, my wife, and my son Scott. And wherever we go, when we have helped in other ministries, musically or otherwise, we have never forgotten Pentecostal Tabernacle. When we started out, the theme Focus on Jesus, when Pastor came up with that, God dropped in my spirit to write a song about focus on Jesus. And that song has been tower of strength to me. Also, there was another song that I wrote, Calvary Covered It All, that those two have been recorded by Brother Mark Brown, and it has been just a tower of strength for me. And so I want to thank Pastor Stewart for allowing God to drop that theme in his heart, focus on Jesus, because that has also been a tower of strength to me through even my recent surgery. I kept my focus so much on Jesus that was what brought me through.